How's everybody doing this evening? Good. Special shout out to Nicole. Thank you for hooking me up with this. I had to read a piece of paper, y'all, because I love to talk, and I especially love to talk about myself and Pleasant Street, so that I won't take up too much time. I'm just going to read this little short narrative. The Pleasant Street District, aka Crosstown, aka Fifth Ave, is one of the oldest black settlements in Alachua County. There is a wealth of history regarding black business and black land ownership that established it as much more than the ghetto we were led to believe it was in our youth. No one ever bothered to inform us of the importance of our crosstown neighborhood. Pleasant Street holds special significance to my husband Turbato and I because of our generations-long history there. My great-grandmother visited her children in a shotgun house on 3rd Street, and my husband's great-grands built a house on 4th Street. Our grandparents lived, worked, and died in Pleasant Street. My auntie and his uncle, who are now in their 80s, dated in Pleasant Street when they were young. Our parents met, fell in love, and broke up in Pleasant Street, just like we did. Generations of our blood fed the ground, crosstown, as we scraped knees, fell off bikes, and got into fights where there was plenty of blood lost and shed on those grounds. When we finally had the opportunity to move back here, and we got back together, and we got married, we were fortunate enough that a member of one of the long-established black families in Pleasant Street, the Butlers, lowered the rent in one of their houses so that we could stay in our neighborhood and be close to our mothers. If it wasn't for that, there is no way we could afford to live in the land that we grew up in. What pains us is the fact that our salaries as teacher, visual artist, community educator, and writer will probably never be enough to afford us the opportunity to own property in our beloved Pleasant Street. With gentrification and the erosion of the black presence in the district, the likelihood is that we won't die there like those of prior generations. It breaks our heart to think of it, so instead of moping and mourning, we just keep scrimping and saving our pennies and planning and hoping and praying that one day we can buy a home there and continue our legacy. The following poem is The Pleasant Street Elite, and it is a tribute to our community and life in Pleasant Street. This is a Pleasant Street shout out, y'all, and I'm here to run it down. Let me inform you, if you don't know the importance of growing up crosstown. Back in the day when my moms was young and running with her crew, this was the black business mecca with food and music and plenty to do. We all know that you were never ever supposed to go across 6th Street, but they were bad kids, so they looked both ways and slyly began to creep. There were Cato burgers, pork chops from Mom's, and a sausage sandwich from Mr. Fred's Grill. And when they all grew up and could stay out past dark, they ran the streets seeking fun and big thrills. They'd stop at Red's Two Spot, Mr. Woody's Shop, the Beer Tavern, and the Wigwam Lounge. During the holidays, you find everyone at Fletcher's chilling while they were back in town. I cannot forget laying in my bed, listening to the grown folks shine and trip. I learned way too much about their business from the sounds of the Sunset Strip. As for me and mine, I have to recall when they turned 5th Avenue into a waterfall. Remember getting beatings from all the moms? One hard smack from each. They didn't mean you no harm. You bet not do nothing. You bet not mess up. I bet Duncan Brothers will come and get your butt. Oh, you still talking? I thought I told you to shut up. Just say one more word and I'm calling chestnuts. Now, don't get me wrong, we did more than party. Pleasant Street's rich in history. Look up Union Street School, Lincoln, and A. Quinn to see how we rolled academically. We had Dr. Cosby and Dr. Banks practicing medicine up the block. Mr. Oscar Gilbert repaired our shoes, and Miss Sanders kept our clothes looking hot. In Pleasant Street, God reigns supreme. We are a spiritually gated community. Mount Pleasant, Mount Carmel, Greater Bethel, and Friendship gave the word to those willing to receive. I could go on, but I'll stop now and let your memories take flight. I'll close with this: till the day I die, I'll thank God I'm a Pleasantite.